Images of club crests past and present, and foil that was placed on seats in the East Stand to show the numbers 1892, the year the club was formed, and fire machines around the pitch, something that a lot of other Premier League clubs do. And the noisiest public address system,
the worst public address system
in world football, and they've turned it up. But it's all part of the pre-match atmosphere, isn't it? The teams are with us. Local hero is blasting out around St James's Park, and it's black and white stripes, black shorts and white socks for Newcastle, with Pope in a luminous yellow goalkeeping kit. Aston Villa with the claret and light blue shirts. The light blue is across the shoulders, white shorts and claret socks. And Martinez, who was taken off in this match last season at 0-0 after suffering concussion, in green, light green, away to our left. Newcastle went on to win that match by 4-0. Villa, Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Mings and Digne, Douglas Luiz and Kamara, Diaby, McGinn, Bailey and Watkins up front. Their bench, Olsen the keeper, Diego Carlos, Tielemans, Pau Torres, Chambers, Coutinho, Philogene, Archer and Kellyman. And Newcastle United, Pope, Trippier the captain, Cher, Botman and Byrne, Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, Almiron, Gordon either side of Isak, who was selected ahead of Wilson to lead the line. The substitutes are Dubravka, Lascelles, Wilson, target formerly of Aston Villa, Barnes, Livramento, Murphy, Anderson and Longstaff. Andy Madley from West Yorkshire is the referee. Richard West and Nick Hopton are the assistants. They're in the centre circle with Trippier and McGinn for the coin toss at the moment. Graham Scott, fourth official. Simon Hooper, assisted by Harry Leonard, has VAR responsibility today. Newcastle emerge from their pre-match huddle and line up in the half of the pitch away to the right as we look. Pope in front of the Gallagher end, shooting up the hill as they like to do in the first half, to our left towards the Leazes. Players and officials all take the knee, and we're almost set, almost ready to go. Last season surpassed all expectations. What will this one bring? We're underway. Every match, as always, live and exclusive on BBC Radio Newcastle and NUFC TV. Aston Villa have started things. Back to Martinez, the high press from Newcastle. Mings away, headed on by Watkins, out to the Villa left. Trippier first time, all the way back to Pope at the edge of the penalty area. Ball played to Cher, back to the goalkeeper. Misses out Botman and it's come to Byrne. Gordon's dropped in, left side in the Newcastle half. Cuts in and gets away from Bailey with ease. It's good, direct, quick play from Gordon. He gets a return ball from Joelinton and then sends a low cross into the middle that Villa clear. Diaby chasing. Botman on the stretch, puts it out, but Diaby, he's quick. With 50 seconds on the clock, showing that he likes to run.
Yeah, he looks a bit sharp, doesn't he, Diaby?
Konsa at the back for Villa. They've taken it from a throw-in on the right wing all the way back into the penalty box. Short ball to Douglas Luiz. Joelinton putting the pressure on Konsa. Just recovered with a sliding challenge near to the touchline. Right full-back position. Cash to Douglas Luiz, who's having a look around. Edge of the penalty area. Gives it to goalkeeper Martinez. Villa still with it in their box. Newcastle got players pushed up high outside the penalty area. Martinez to Mings, along the floor out to Lucadinha. Under pressure from Almiron. Aston Villa throw, level with the 18-yard line. 0-0, 2 minutes on the clock.
Well, Villa set the stall out. Looks like they want to play from the back. They're going to take chances. You would say the way that we set up and play is going to suit us. Put a high press on, squeeze them in.
They've won it back, Newcastle. Fabian Schär into the final third. He's got 4 claret and blue shirts in front of him. Turns back, gives it to Botman on halfway. Trippier to Tonali, back again. First touch for the Italian. He's playing at the right of the midfield three, as we expected. Gordon on the left, into Byrne, and Botman back across to Dan Byrne. Made his Newcastle debut in this fixture in the season before last, when Kieran Trippier scored the winner from the free kick. It was in February last year. Trippier and Almiron combined, but the return ball is too close to Mings. Now Bruno has won it and taken it on the turn, and Almiron trying to get Isak away into the area. Isak with Mings at his back making the challenge, and Aston Villa get it clear. Schär on his chest on halfway to Trippier. United in possession. Has played it forwards to Bruno. Joelinton making the run through the middle. Tries to stretch, can't get there, but it'll come to Gordon. Left side of the penalty area. It's got support from Byrne. Gives it to the big man. Back to Gordon again. Skips inside away from Cash, who's brought him down. And Gordon has stayed down holding his knee. It's a free kick for Newcastle in the final third on the left. Won by Anthony Gordon, who's going to be okay.
Yeah, rash by Cash. I mean, he's just jumped in, giving the free kick away in a dangerous area. It's been a bright start. Great run by Isak, great pace.
And when they got the ball back immediately afterwards, Ando, they played forwards again quickly. And that's what's led to this attack that brought the free kick. Kieran Trippier, it's a few yards back from the corner of the penalty box. Cash is the one-man wall, if you can call it that. John McGinn has hit the deck in the box near to the 18-yard line, stood next to Dan Byrne. 5th minute, Trippier to send over the free kick. It's flat, but it's been put out by Villa.
It's poor.
No, it's a Newcastle, it's an Aston Villa throw.
Yeah, it's a poor delivery. It's a flat delivery. I mean, you've got what, 4, 5, 6 plus 6 foot plus boys in there. Quality of ball has got to be better. You've got to give them a chance.
Thought it had gone out off a defender. It's gone for a throw to Aston Villa. 15 yards in front of the corner flag. Cash down the line, the white and luminous orange ball. Byrne puts his head on it. Joelinton, then Tonali up, but it's gone backwards to Diaby. Botman forwards for Newcastle. Konsa nods it down. Tonali with a challenge, shoulder to shoulder, gets it back from Joelinton. Now Kieran Trippier takes a touch, cuts inside. This is Bruno, who has a go, and a diving Martinez pushes it clear. Gordon keeps the move alive. Joelinton back through for Gordon. First time left-footed cross, and turned in! Sandro Tonali with the most perfect start to his Newcastle United career. 6 minutes on the clock, and Tonali has volleyed in from close range to get on the end of Gordon's ball over from the left. It's Newcastle United 1, Aston Villa 0, and the big money summer signing, Sandro Tonali, takes the acclaim of St James's Park.
Well, Gordon does great down the left. I mean, it's a fabulous ball. Good save initially by Martinez. He palms it away. Gordon picks it up. Little 1-2 with Joelinton, gets in behind. Great ball. It's a fabulous ball. It's a great finish. I mean, he just arrives on the blind side of the Villa defence. Right foot volley. Martinez, no chance.
Earlier in that move, Ando, I know you saw it. Tonali made the shoulder-to-shoulder challenge that left an Aston Villa player on the floor. I think the visitors were expecting a free kick.
Louise has been booked.
for
Louise
complaining.
picked up a yellow card for his complaining.
It's 1-0. And that's just the tonic. Tonali. Who were we to question his inclusion? They've won the ball back, Newcastle, from the Villa kick-off. Gordon to Isak, almost lost it. Now Gordon through for Tonali again. Oh, and Martinez with a save low down at the near post denies the Italian a quick-fire double and a second for Newcastle. It will be a corner. 8 minutes played. It's electric.
Well, it's a big chance again. They do Bailey right the other side of the halfway line, and then they just break. Space in behind, he gets in there. Martinez makes the angle tight, he goes for the near side. Martinez gets something on it, corner kick.
Here in Trippier, the near left side with the corner. Short to Isak, back again. Trippier, it's a high ball over to the far side. Almiron takes it down. Tried to find Bruno, but it's been intercepted. Aston Villa on the counter-attack, offside, maybe Diaby. Gordon chasing back, and Pope gets down to make the save from Diaby's shot at the near post. Anthony Gordon, with great defensive work for the team, high-fived by Sven Botman on his way back up the pitch. I think Diaby was offside.
I don't think he was. I think he was inside his own half. He was inside his own half when he got the ball.
Almiron made the error with the misplaced pass.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden we were left stranded at the back.
Well, that's Villa on the break. That's what they can do. Gordon fouled by Cash in the Newcastle defensive third as they try to play forwards. Free kick goes the way of Eddie Howe's team. The new technical area rules allow one member of staff at the front and another further back. I'm not sure Jason Tyndall is really observing that. Eddie Howe is pitch side, Tyndall is quite close. That's how they like to manage it, both together. 1-0 through Tonali's goal. Watkins for Villa. Newcastle playing with a high tempo and a 1-0 lead. Tonali out to Almiron. They're still in their own half with possession. Trippier to Tonali. He's got two players behind him. They get a throw out of it eventually. Right back position. Listen to BBC Radio Newcastle. 10 minutes just about of the new season. Trippier with a throw across the pitch to Byrne. Controls on his chest, hoists it up to halfway. Cash volleys forwards. Trippier, it's bouncing. He's tried to nod it down to Tonali. Diaby's got it. Out wide towards the corner to John McGinn, and the Scottish international plays it back to Digne, then gets a return ball. Fabian Schär hooks it clear from the near post. Isak gives Mings the slip, but the ball got away from him, and Douglas Luiz covering keeps Aston Villa in possession. It's a great ball into the corner from Douglas Luiz, and the cross from Digne, and then Watkins and Diaby on the volley. It's an equaliser. Newcastle's lead lasted 6 minutes. Moussa Diaby, who's already had one effort saved, has scored on his Premier League debut from the middle of Newcastle's box, from Watkins' header across, to make it Newcastle United 1, Aston Villa 1.
Well, we never really cleared our lines. Luiz plays a great ball with the outside of his right foot, but he's got acres of space on that right side. There's nobody up near him. Who's picking Diaby up? He stood in the 18-yard box all on his own. There's nobody near him. Good ball played in by Digne, flicked on, but he's all on his own. But Digne's got so much space on that right side, there's no one near him either.
As we said earlier, a player Newcastle had an interest in. Aston Villa paid the money this summer. Got a couple of goals in pre-season in America. And he's made it 1-1. Isak kicks off. Tonali back to Schär, square to Botman. Byrne on the ball, Gordon available down the line. They go up to Joel Linton, can't get there. Boubacar Kamara won it but then took it out of play. Throw in the Newcastle half, close to the bench. Byrne with the ball. Gordon makes an angled run. He's got Cash at his back. Control on the thigh. And a good ball back to Cher under pressure. Takes a touch. Onto Trippier. Almiron making a run down the line. Bruno's available inside. Trippier switches it back over to the left to Byrne, who gets around Leon Bailey with the help of a deflection. Bruno to Isak. Onto Trippier. Almiron further out wide. Trippier's floated it towards Gordon, but it's headed away by Bailey, edge of the box. Tonali with a header on, then another. Joel Linton trying to get up for it. It's with Byrne and out towards Gordon, but he couldn't control. And it's a Villa throw.
It's all helter-skelter, isn't it? It's really quick. Pace of the game's unbelievable.
Looking for an option. Joel Linton
he's all over him. He's rugby tackling him.
Yeah. It's Boubacar Kamara, the player that Joel Linton's got hands on. Cash looks the other way, goes down the line. Byrne back pedals and heads it clear. Back out for a Villa throw, closer to halfway from the previous one. Cash with a throw down the line to Diaby, inside to Bailey. Referee says get up as Bailey, the Jamaican international.
Oh, he loves to roll around, this boy.
Newcastle in possession in their half. Botman 10 yards behind the centre circle to Bruno, who receives it with his left, turns and now has it on his right into the corner for Almiron, but too close to the penalty box, and Martinez comes to claim. Cash into his penalty area to Konsa, to the goalkeeper. Martinez to Douglas Luiz. That's a heavy ball out to Konsa from Douglas Luiz, and it's led to a Newcastle throw on the left wing. 1-1. Tonali with the opener, Diaby with the equaliser. Byrne to Joel Linton, backing in with Kamara behind him. Put out for another throw by Villa. 30 yards out. This is BBC Radio Newcastle. Joel Linton has lost possession. Then Burns won it back. Bruno. McGinn behind him, fouling Bruno. Left side of the Aston Villa half, but closer to halfway than the penalty area. 15 minutes on the clock. Trippier behind the ball. Tonali is about 15-20 yards to his right if he plays it square and completely free, and that's where it goes. Trippier to Tonali, controls, lifts in a good ball, Botman back across. Alexander Isak restores Newcastle United's advantage. A move from the free kick that saw them play it out wide, and Tonali whip in a lovely ball that Botman sent back into the middle, and Isak was there to guide it home. First time, right-footed. He scored against Villa in pre-season. He scored against them today. It's Newcastle United 2, Aston Villa 1 in the 16th minute.
This could be offside.
Tell us why.
I think he's offside.
Botman.
Yeah.
We are waiting for the decision. Simon Hooper, the VAR, is looking at the different camera angles. Newcastle have gone back to their half, hoping that it'll be a goal. They're still checking for the possible offside. It's not Isak, is it? It's from the
Tonali
Tonali
free
ball.
kick, isn't it?
From the Tonali ball in. But they're still looking at it. Simon Hooper, with Harry Leonard assisting him, and Andy Madley, the referee. Clear and obvious, eh? It'll be 2-1 to Newcastle if the goal counts. We don't know what the decision will be. We're still seeing the same camera angles. Goal! Goal is given. Newcastle United 2, Aston Villa 1.
Well, it's a training ground routine, isn't it? Nobody picked Tonali up. Ball's played in, played back across, good finish again.
It was 3-3 in Philadelphia 20 days ago. It could be something like that tonight, because Villa are looking for another quick response. Bailey with the cross. Botman gets his left boot to the ball. Thank goodness he did. It's out for a throw. A dangerous break down the right. There could be another. Cash into Boubacar Kamara. Where's number 44 on his shirt? The Villa holding midfielder. Konsa, right-sided centre half, on halfway. Cash all the way back to Martinez. BBC Radio Newcastle. Burn on his head. Down to Bruno. Here's Joe Linton. Followed by Kamara, who had hands on him. Newcastle keep the ball and referee's happy. Botman with it in front of the D. Tonali comes short. Scored one. It's a really good ball in, wasn't it?
Great ball
for the second goal. And they just left him all alone. There he is with one over the top. Tonali. Martinez has left his area. Rises to head it out to Digne on the far side. Botman forwards again. Isak giving chase. Martinez comes and it's another header, and it's into space on the right where Bailey has been slide tackled by Joe Linton, who gets slapped on the back by Dan Burn, and that's got the fans on their feet and applauding. Villa throw. We're in the 20th minute. To Douglas Luiz, back again, volleyed forwards. Burn with a backward header and out for a throw. Watkins, the centre forward, leaves it for Cash, the fullback, who plays international football for Poland, qualifies through family on his mother's side. Former Nottingham Forest player. It's into midfield now. Boubacar Kamara cut out by Botman, looking for Diaby at the edge of the area. Kamara through the legs of Burn. Botman covering, chips it up away into the corner. Big clearance from Sven Botman. Well defended.
Oh, well played.
That's Konsa, who's then... Ooh! It's a free kick for Villa. Eddie Howe puts his hands on his head. Anthony Gordon, arms outstretched, having come away with the ball, looks at the fourth official, who is now approached by Jason Tyndall to inquire about that decision. It was
a free kick.
Ezri Konsa.
It's a free kick all day long.
Took it under control nicely, away from Isak, and then Gordon made the challenge, but free kick. Which they have moved to a good 10 yards further forwards. Isn't it?
No.
That's where he finished up.
Razor.
John McGinn on the right with his left to take the free kick. He's got his right arm in the air. Newcastle defenders 5 yards in front of the box. It's curled in. Burn beats Mings in the air. Bruno with a heavy touch to see the ball go back to Douglas Luiz, and Konsa to Digne. Dangerous ball delivered into the penalty box. Bailey can't prevent it going behind. Newcastle United 2, Aston Villa 1.
You wouldn't think the goals are finished in this game, the way that it's gone. What are we? Just over 20 minutes in.
From Newcastle, Ando, what have you liked? What have you not liked?
It's been the same, hasn't it, as last season? Energy levels, high press, getting the ball back as quick as we can when we lose it.
A long goal kick, header up from Kamara that went backwards in the end. Now it's on halfway, both teams trying to win it. Watkins up and on to Diaby. Bailey takes it down and then inside and outside, chased by Gordon. Good challenge by Gordon. It's an Aston Villa throw, but Gordon did pretty well there, at least halted the progress down the wing, and he's got back and defended well so far. There's Joe Linton regaining possession for United, into Bruno. Kamara fouling Bruno just behind halfway on the near side. They get the free kick from referee Andy Madley. Bruno is on the floor holding his chest, and his compatriot Joe Linton helps him back up. Burn to Botman, furthest Newcastle player back, 5 yards behind the centre circle. It's Burn again, and the big man with his red and black boots into Botman, back to Burn. Villa standing off, well, their coaching staff are complaining to the fourth official about something as Newcastle play it around at the back with their 2-1 advantage on BBC Radio Newcastle. Tonali, Share clipping it away. Isak's making a run, and he's going to get there, is he, before Mings? He's got the better of Mings. He sent the defender to the floor. Isak into the area, step overs, and a pass back to Almiron, who was challenged by Douglas Luiz, with a great recovery for Villa, and then a ball to stretch the Newcastle defence. Diaby into the middle. Oh, what a chance! Steered wide from inside the penalty area by Ollie Watkins, who has missed a great opportunity to make it 2-2.
Well, big chance. Almiron can't lose it there, because we've got so many players in advanced positions, and they've got the pace to break. It's a big chance, isn't it? Diaby does well. Just gets too much on it, doesn't he? Steers it wide, thankfully.
He was hot in front of goal, Watkins, in pre-season. Scored 4 times, including against Newcastle. Emiliano Martinez, who is not shy in coming forwards, is having his say now with the assistant referee, as Tyrone Mings receives some treatment from the Aston Villa medical staff. It was that challenge with Isak. I thought Isak was just going to pip Mings to the ball, but I think Mings got the first touch out on the right. Then they collided. Isak ran into the box and played it to Almiron, where Newcastle lost possession and Villa broke. This could be a problem for Tyrone Mings, because he hasn't really moved, Ando.
No, he looks in a bad way, doesn't he? Yeah, he's out flat.
Eddie Howe has got Bruno, Tonali and Isak there, as Mings continues to receive treatment. They're all having a chat. Players have got water bottles. Gordon,
I think he's done his knee, you know.
Gordon is with Jason Tyndall. Fabian Schär now as well. Villa players are pitch side likewise. It looks like Tyrone Mings' left knee. He's been lying on his right knee. Sorry, he's been lying on his side.
I think he's twisted his knee.
We haven't seen a replay of the incident, which might suggest that it's a bad one. And Aston Villa might be about to make a change, and it would
Callum Chambers, wouldn't it?
Be a big blow for them to lose a player like Mings, regular starter at the back, the 30-year-old. He's still down, he's now on his back, and this is bad for Tyrone Mings. The England international is going to be taken off on a stretcher. It could be Pau Torres, the Spanish international, £31 million signing from Villarreal. It could be Diego Carlos, the player Newcastle once wanted, or it could be Callum Chambers. It's 2-1 to United. Tonali and Isak either side of Diaby's leveller, and the clock is in the 27th minute, but a lengthy stoppage. There'll be a lot of time added on now anyway, we know, but more because of this, as Dan Byrne is called over by Jason Tyndall. This is the BBC Radio Newcastle. Give us an overview of the match up to this
Enjoyed
point.
the game. It's been a good game. Plenty of pace about it. Villa look dangerous when they break. We throw too many bodies forward, all of a sudden they break, and they've got pace in those advanced positions. But we could be here a while, I think.
Pau Torres will be coming on for Aston Villa. And to repeat what we said about the collision between Isak and Mings,
It's just shoulder to shoulder. There was nothing in it.
No sense of a foul or anything. It seems to be an awkward landing, but we've not been able to watch it again, so we can't give you any further information. But all we can say is that we hope Tyrone Mings' injury isn't as bad as it looks. (2-1) the score then. A reminder that after the game, our post-match interviews will be on BBC Newcastle's Twitter page. It's simply at BBC Newcastle. Please follow us if you don't already. You can also listen to them on BBC Sounds. And the CEO at St James's Park, Darren Eales, was in our studio on Thursday night. A special phone-in where he answered calls from other supporters. And if you missed any of that, or you want to listen again, a range of topics were covered, from the ownership of the club to the digital ticketing that has been in use today for the first time in the Premier League, to financial fair play and the possible expansion of St James's Park. He said they've started a feasibility study to see what they can do to increase the capacity. It's all on there on BBC Sounds. Total Sport North East, Darren Eales' phone in from Thursday. You can find it and listen back, or listen to it for the first time. They are still giving treatment to Aston Villa's Tyrone Mings by the side of the pitch towards the corner between the East Stand and the Lees end, and it is 2-1 to Newcastle United. Sandro Tonali got them going with his first goal on his debut. He's the 13th player to make a goal-scoring debut for Newcastle in the Premier League, and he's also the quickest to do it. Prior to that, the fastest goal scorer on Premier League debut for Newcastle was Alex Mathie against Sheffield Wednesday in 1993. And he was the first. Joe Willett with an early one against Southampton behind closed doors a couple of years ago. Isak scored in his debut at Liverpool that season as well. Tyrone Mings is being taken off the field on a stretcher. It's 2-1 to Newcastle here on BBC Radio Newcastle. We're now in the 31st minute according to the scoreboard, but Mings has been down for more than 5 minutes. He has his hands on his face. Three members of Aston Villa's medical team.
Number 14, Pau Torres, replacing number 5, Tyrone Mings.
Paramedics help him off the field, and it looks a really serious injury.
Yeah, it looks like it's that right knee is heavily strapped up. They've got splints on it. And when your studs get stuck and you twist, especially on these surfaces now, you can't do a great deal.
We're playing again. It's a Newcastle goal kick. Pope's gone long. Villa send it forwards, back with Nick Pope in his hands. Overarm throw to Joelinton, left side, Newcastle half. Short ball to Bruno. Not seen too much of Bruno yet today. There he is, floating it across to Captain Trippier. Almiron on halfway, facing his own goal, back to Kieran Trippier with a ball down the line towards Isak. Pau Torres puts it straight out of play. And there is now a yellow card for Aston Villa's Luca Digne.
Kicking the ball away.
Thank you. Wondered what for. They've taken the throw, middle of Villa's half. Back to Botman, first time right-footed to Byrne. Has to turn, and then with his left, pays the pass to Gordon. Bruno back through for Gordon. Oh, well played, Anthony Gordon, getting it on to Tonali, who shifts it back to the left wing to Joelinton, drags it forwards towards the penalty area. Taking on Konsa, goes out wide, looking for Gordon in the middle with a pass that Aston Villa intercept and clear. But good approach play.
Gordon's been brilliant. He's been the best player on the pitch, Gordon.
Now this man might not be too far behind Tonali, wearing number 8, getting the ball, playing it across to Cher from the Newcastle throw on the near left side. 2-1 up in the first half. Back to the goalkeeper. Gordon available down the line. Burns got it, goes into the box to Botman instead. Bruno gets it short. Douglas Luiz comes to close him down. He's moved it out to Byrne, carrying it forwards up to Joelinton, on to Tonali, gets around a couple of challenges. Gordon on the wing, chips it back into Newcastle's half to Byrne, keeping possession. Joelinton looking for Gordon, cleared by Villa from halfway. Byrne with a hooked clearance, and Cash with a header that goes backwards. Tonali on his shoulder as Cash plays it to Martinez. Tonali following it all the way in. Goalkeeper out to Pau Torres, who's turned inside and away from Almiron. And his pass, Pau Torres has found Douglas Luiz in midfield. Bruno getting close to his international colleague at Brazil, but Villa keep hold of possession. Moussa Diaby has just dropped in between the Newcastle defensive and midfield line to get the ball and find Bailey on the right wing, who wins a corner off Dan Burke.
Gordon's covered some acres already. Just over half an hour gone. He's been excellent.
Villa had the chance with Diaby that was saved by Pope. Then the Frenchman scored with their only other opportunity on target. The other chance they've had was Watkins wide, but they have a corner on the near side. Luca Digne next to the ball. McGinn's gone short. Newcastle are 2-1 up. Diaby's free at the back of the box. In it comes, headed across by Douglas Luiz, away by Newcastle. It wasn't going in, but it was headed across, and it was just begging to be put into the net.
Well, it wasn't great defending. Nobody's picked them up yet again.
Could be an offside against Watkins. Cher has won the header anyway. Newcastle have possession. The assistant referee's getting some stick. We play on. Byrne with it, near to the corner of the area. Gordon is close by on the touchline. Back to Botman. Then Byrne again. Gordon moves inside, receives it. First time into Bruno. Tonali. Back to Pope. Takes a touch with his right, then moves it on to Cher. He's gone for the diagonal, looking for Gordon, and it's found him. Still on halfway, Newcastle. Gordon towards Bruno. Closed down by Diaby, but he comes away with the ball. Now, Bruno with a long ball into the corner. Trippier was after it. Digne had to slide and stick it out.
That's the ball. Get them turned round in behind the fullbacks.
Well, this throw is probably level with the penalty spot. 36th minute. Newcastle with their 2-1 advantage. Isak has made the run from the middle of the box to receive it and play it back to Cher, who can come inside to Botman on halfway, and does. Byrne. Joelinton. Back to Botman in the centre circle. Tonali's given him an angle. He's got a bit of space. Ball to Bruno. Back to Byrne. Gordon free, wide left. That's where it goes. 30 yards out, takes it under control. Anthony Gordon comes inside off the wing. Byrne to Botman, and now Cher, right of the centre circle. Isak has dropped in, but Almiron gets it and turns. Isak goes out wide, still Almiron. Joelinton just outside the area to Bruno.
Gordon is the option to the left. He gets it back to Bruno in the centre. Bruno still on it, looking for Isak on the 18-yard line. Not a lot of space. Bruno in the box, but a foul spotted by Andy Madley, possibly by Isak, and an Aston Villa free kick.
Yeah, good build of play again, patient, just keeping the ball, just moving it. Shame about the free kick.
And had Villa worried. To some good play. And now it's a short free kick, and Newcastle trying to keep the pressure on. Cash's gone inside, outside. Down the line to Bailey, he's lost it to Byrne. Byrne's sliding challenge only sees the ball go back to Kamara. It's Concert back to the goalkeeper next to his right hand post. Lifted out towards Luca Digne, who has headed the ball out of play. Quick Newcastle throw, Trippier to Almiron, inside to Bruno, right side of central midfield. He's threaded it through, but no one made the run, and it's gone for a goal kick. Bruno puts his hand up to apologise.
Keep persisting at playing out from the back. They know that we're going to put a high squeeze on them, and they keep doing it, Villa. They haven't learned.
Listen to BBC Radio Newcastle. At half-time we'll have some reaction to Sunderland's defeat by Preston 2-1 in the Championship, and the non-league football roundup as usual with the legendary Paul Dixon. 2-1 up against Aston Villa. Diaby from the right wing to Douglas Luiz, on to John McGinn. Nice touch and turn as he plays the ball now to Digne, and the cross blocked by Trippier. Aston Villa will restart with a throw in line with Newcastle's penalty area. Douglas Luiz to Boubacar Kamara, left side of midfield. Try to play the through ball to Digne. Trippier cut it out and has moved it on to Almiron. Forwards to Joelinton, can't hold it. Gordon gets there behind Joelinton and was fouled by Cash. Newcastle fans looking for a yellow card.
No, it's not a yellow card.
Free kick only. That's why they're all jeering, and many of them waving imaginary yellow cards. Bruno helping it on, but straight to Pau Torres, who strides into the Newcastle half. The 6'3" wiry Villa centre half, and they've been given a free kick in midfield for a foul on Kamara.
Yeah, Gordon on Kamara just left the foot there, tried to play advantage, but none came.
It's central in Newcastle's half. Douglas Luiz will take it. 41st minute. It's chipped to the left wing. Luca Digne's got space. He's brought the ball down under control, and then the cross straight to Bruno. Newcastle trying to clear. Villa win a header. Almiron with a bit of ball juggling to bring it down and then pass it back to Trippier. Up towards Isak. Douglas Luiz with the header. Joelinton pressing, getting in on Cash and fouling Cash on halfway.
He's just run over him.
It's two things. It's a tactical foul, I suppose. Stops him getting forwards. It's also,
no, he does it all the time.
No, but it's also it's a Joelinton foul.
Yeah.
That we see every week. Leon Bailey on the Aston Villa right wing, inside away from Byrne, stopped by Joelinton again, but a foul by Byrne, was it, or Gordon?
No.
He jumped between the two, and then Joelinton was there blocking his path to goal. One of them fouled Bailey. Villa with possession now, just in front of halfway. Douglas Luiz on to Kamara. This is Diaby sending it wide to Bailey, near to the goal line on this near side. 2-1 Newcastle. Moussa Diaby into Douglas Luiz, back through for Diaby. This could be a chance. Oh, it is a chance, but it's into the side netting. Moussa Diaby with another opportunity. He scored one. He's missed two good opportunities. That time tried to squeeze it between Nick Pope and the near post and hit the side netting.
Yeah, good build-up play again though. They've got in, they keep getting in, don't they? It's a worry.
You can see why Newcastle liked Moussa Diaby, why other clubs will have liked him, and why Aston Villa were prepared to pay what could be £51 million for him.
Yeah, he looks a player, doesn't he? His movement's good, got good pace.
He's not the biggest, and he doesn't have a particularly big frame either, as well as being quite small in height, but he shifts and he does everything quickly. Foul by Tonali on the far side. But we'll soon find out how much time is added to the first half. It could be about 10 minutes, I think. 2-1 up Newcastle on BBC Radio Newcastle. We'll bring you every match across the season once again. Botman has to go short to Byrne under a bit of pressure. Scooped up inside towards Gordon, away by Villa. Byrne wants to let it run for a goal kick, it won't. He's then had a touch and cleared it into midfield. Konsa away, Douglas Luiz to McGinn, needlessly losing at Newcastle until Almiron steps in with sharp play to win it back, and Gordon with a ball down the line. Isak left it because he was offside. Almiron doesn't give those up and chased it in, and Martinez clears, and Joelinton heads it out to Gordon.
That's all he's done, Cash. He just keeps pushing him in the back.
Has committed a foul.
Don't know what Cash is complaining about. He's just pushed him in the back.
Joelinton to Byrne, and Botman square to Cher. On the Newcastle right, they've got a runner down the wing, looking for Trippier. Oh, might get in. Down he goes. Is there a decision? No, goal kick. He is adamant that he was fouled. He's having a go at Lucadinha and at the referee. Any contact there?
Nothing in that. No.
Goal kick for Aston Villa. Assistant referee was close to it. Surely would flag if there was a foul, wouldn't it? McGinn for Watkins to get hold of on the left. It's a good turn. Trippier with him. Cher as well, trying to break into the penalty box on that far side. Scoops the ball into the middle. Douglas Luiz made the run. Newcastle get it back. Some Villa half-hearted appeals for a foul. Nothing given. We play on. Bruno up towards Isak. Fouled in the back. Free kick. Fell over, didn't it? Fell into Joelinton.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 10 minutes stoppage time to be added. That's 10 minutes.
A minimum of 10 additional minutes. The changes to the rules around stoppage time are to what the authorities say better reflect the actual stoppages and the breaks in play. But Tyrone Mings, the Aston Villa centre-half, was down for a long time receiving treatment on what looks like a really bad injury. We're into that 10 minutes. Newcastle with the free kick on the diagonal towards Gordon, but it's cleared by Villa. Ball is in midfield with Douglas Luiz. Bailey, Diaby and Cash all making runs.
Good ball.
It's come to Cash. He's overrun it. Straight to Byrne. Bruno wants to get Newcastle going forwards. In the end, he's had to play it back to Cher and on to Trippier, over halfway. Miguel Almiron. Not seen a lot of Almiron in the first half, but no lack of running and work from him, as we've come to expect. Botman sending it to this near side to Gordon. He's found Joelinton with a pass, and it's back down the line to Byrne, into Botman. And now with Cher. Almiron's dropped in, he's got space. Protects the ball, plays it back to Byrne on halfway, and forwards for Gordon, maybe to run at Bailey and Cash behind him. Gordon comes inside, goes down, referee says play on. Almiron's got it, could hit it. It's on his right side though, edge of the area. And Trippier into Bruno, 20 yards out, through for Almiron, back onto his left, back through for Bruno. Oh, and then given away to Villa, and then Konsa with half a clearance. Now it's come to Trippier, edge of the area. Almiron back to Trippier, digs out across, Martinez catches. That was almost something, John Anderson.
Yeah, they didn't clear the lines, Villa. He's played it with his right foot, he's crossed it with his right foot, but he's just hung it up, hasn't he? Too close to the keeper.
Pau Torres up to Moussa Diaby. Sven Botman wins it back. Fantastic from Botman. Tonali helps it on to Isak, facing the goal. And behind Gordon with the ball to the left wing. Villa throw. You fancied someone to hit it there, didn't you? And it came to Almiron on his right.
Yeah, he's never going to hit it with his right.
Where you thought it might be Bruno in that position. And you would have wanted Bruno to have a strike. Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 1. And we are in minute 3 of 10 added to the first half. Bailey with a drag back flick down the line. Botman there before Diaby again to clear. Isak with a nod down. Cash has beaten Gordon to the Newcastle ball, and it's the visitors who are in possession. Villa with Douglas Luiz to John McGinn. They go into the Europa Conference League qualifying round. Aston Villa at the end of the month, where they'll play Hibernian of Scotland or Luzerne from Switzerland over 2 legs to get into the Conference League proper, following their 7th place finish. Villa with the ball in midfield, Newcastle everybody bar Isak behind it. Great support for them, leading 2-1, and Almiron gets his head to a through ball. Trippier has turned, Solder, Digne the dummy, and that's nice play into midfield from Newcastle. Isak out wide to Tonali, left-footed crossfield ball, accurate.
Oh, unlucky. Great ball.
Gordon, who couldn't take it down.
Yeah. He's just going before he's got it under control, and he wanted to take it and go all in one.
Bailey gives it away to Bruno. Bruno's just put it out. Cash with a throw in front of the Newcastle bench, and Eddie Howe. Jason Tindall still on his feet, but a few paces back. Down the line, Botman off Watkins, out off Watkins, right under the nose of the assistant referee, and the throw goes the way of Aston Villa. Well, Richard West must have seen something that Newcastle didn't. Kamara back to Konsa in front of the halfway line, right side, halfway through the 10 additional minutes. Here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Bailey straight to Isak. Almiron to the right. Isak's going to go. So is Almiron through the middle. He's played the ball into Almiron, but touched back to Martinez. Almost a repeat of the opening goal they scored against Fiorentina last weekend. Would have been the same kind of break, same combination. This time the ball wasn't quite right, Ando.
Well, Bailey just gives it away, and it's not the first time he's given it away either. He's knocked the ball blind into midfield.
Diaby, 2-1 Newcastle. Watkins back to goal, edge of the area. Good challenge by Dan Burn to win it for Joelinton. Tonali moved it on quickly to Isak. Trippier's gone up ahead, and Isak's played it to Trippier, then gets it back again, comes inside away from a couple, hits the deck. Isak, after an Aston Villa challenge, nothing given, played forwards by the away team, and Watkins gets away from Sharon into the corner. 3 in the box, 4 including Watkins, stopped by Bruno, and an effort from Douglas Luiz blocked by Newcastle, and it spins out away to the right hand side. Bailey to Cash and back again. Bailey's cross, big deflection. Botman with a header. Cash has come to try and get the ball and then lost it. It was caught by Bruno. Newcastle not happy with the officiating, but Aston Villa have a free kick in the middle of the Magpies half.
The thing is, every time somebody gets touched and goes down, they want free kicks. Not everything's a free kick.
Cash
That's
slipped.
a free kick, yeah. But that's
slipped,
free
and then
kick.
as he got up, Bruno knocked him over again. But I didn't have a good view of the Isak challenge, or the challenge on Isak rather, but that's what they were appealing for first. (2-1) in front. About 2.5 minutes left in the first half, added on time. The free kick towards Digne, back into the middle. Dan Burn with a massive header clear, but the referee's given Newcastle a decision and stopped the play.
Ball was out, I think, was it?
So they have a free kick
Oh no, it's a free kick.
on the edge of the box. They've gone for it. Almiron brought it down. Martinez out of his goal. Almiron brought to the floor by Martinez, pulled down by the Aston Villa keeper, who is going to get a card from Andy Madley, and it's a yellow for Martinez, who didn't try to play the ball but was well out of goal.
Yeah, it's a yellow card. There's 3 shorts back there. It's never red. Yeah, it's not red.
Martinez got that one completely wrong, and Almiron took it around him out wide. Maybe he could have gone infield. Newcastle have had a player booked now for complaining and protesting. It's Botman, I think. That's the rule. You can see why fans were screaming for the red. And Martinez stops Almiron.
But it's not a clear goal scoring opportunity.
He's taking it away from goal,
And
there are defenders
back.
but denied him the chance to at least have a go. Although you might point out that it would have been on his right foot. You're not fit to referee is the cry from the stands. They are 2-1 in front. We're into the final minute of the 10. Trippier's free kick. It's a good one. Oh, headed up and behind by Dan Burn in front of Joe Linton at the back post. Needed a clean contact, didn't get it. And it's a goal kick. There may not be much more play in this first half. Could be a short goal kick again from Aston Villa. Their entire back four is really deep. 2 are in the box. Now they're waved forwards by Martinez. The kick's long. Trippier watches it. Watkins just got there in front to head it on. And Newcastle have a throw. Last touch was off McGinn, middle of their half of the field. BBC Radio Newcastle. Back to Botman, edge of the area. Forwards into midfield to Joe Linton. First time ball to Burn, under pressure. Gordon's there short, just inside Newcastle's half. Oh, nice turn by Gordon. Inside, chopping it away from Kamara, who has brought him down, and Gordon had a couple of spins before he actually landed.
He's been brilliant.
No yellow card,
Yeah,
just free kick.
a lot of people thought Barnes should have played, but you can see why he's put him in.
Trippier with the free kick. We've played 11 minutes, more than 11 minutes at the end of the first half. Tonali's free if he goes square. He's gone through the middle, and they've blown for half time as Newcastle were trying to attack from the free kick. with two players looking to bring the ball down, Byrne and Isak. Strange refereeing.
Well,
surely you at least let that phase of play reach a conclusion.
well, obviously not. Obviously, look, everybody's complaining. It's
the referee.
It's the right decision. It's a yellow card. Everybody's going mad thinking it should be a red card, but a yellow card's the right shout because he's on the touchline. It's not a clear goal scoring opportunity. There's three people back.
I think it's more about the free kick that he let them take, get players in.
No, I don't think so. No, it's not. It's about the red.
So Aston Villa, Martinez, yellow carded in goal. Clash, Konsa, Pau Torres and Digne. Kamara, Douglas Luiz and Tielemans. With McGinn, Diaby and Watkins in attack. No changes for Newcastle. Pope in goal as they kick off for the second half. Trippier, Schär, Botman, Byrne, Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, Almiron, Gordon and Isak. Has gone straight out for an Aston Villa throw. And Newcastle black and white stripes against the claret and blue and white shorts of the visitors, kicking left to right in the second half from our commentary position towards the Gallagher end. Tonali, nice take, lovely control, but then the pass was straight to an Aston Villa player. And United are without the ball at the moment. It's in their half with Tielemans, Belgian international, arrived for nothing from Leicester. A good signing, you would think, for Aston Villa. Newcastle among the clubs linked to Tielemans before he made the move to Villa Park. It's Unai Emery's team who have possession, and Ezri Konsa goes back to Martinez in the D. Newcastle's bench, by the way: Dubravka, Lascelles, Wilson, Targett, Barnes, Livramento, Murphy, Jacob Murphy, Anderson, Longstaff. Villa still have goalkeeper Olsen, Diego Carlos, Chambers, Coutinho, Philogene, Archer and Kellyman. Three youngsters there who could still come on for them. Byrne has followed McGinn into midfield all the way. Aston Villa keep possession and then give it to Sandro Tonali with a misplaced pass. Tonali down wanting a free kick.
You're joking, get up.
On the right side, back up with a bit of a limp. Aston Villa still with possession. 2 minutes gone in the second period. The dangerous Diaby. Away from Gordon. Towards the corner. Back heels it. Joelinton covering. Not only takes the ball, turns it out to Gordon, who's nutmegged his man, and then being brought down by Cash, who finally gets a yellow card for the latest illegal challenge on Anthony Gordon, who did so well there in that move with Joelinton to get Newcastle away from their own goal and almost up to halfway.
Yeah, it was always coming for Cash.
Scher's got the ball, bit of room on the right, goes to Trippier, inside on the angle to Bruno, on to Almiron. Bruno was fouled, referee plays the advantage. Bruno's back up. They're with Trippier and down the line again to Almiron, 30 yards out, in he comes, nice ball onto Bruno, into the area, wins a corner, good drive from Bruno from midfield, and he flings his arms up at the Gallagher end and gets a big reaction as Trippier walks forwards to take the corner.
Big boys come forward. Botman's in there, Dan Bourne, Joelinton. Scher's making his way forward.
Trippier rolls it along the goal line to Botman, back to Trippier, now Tonali, first time low ball in, it was quite flat really, and the Villa clearance is kept in by Trippier on halfway, and he's gone back to Pope. Two Villa players close down, Pope takes a touch, now a long ball forwards, Digne looking to get there first, Tonali with possibly a foul in the back, free kick. Fans who were closest to that don't like the decision, but the assistant referee I think was always going to give Aston Villa a free kick there. Digne correctly telling him to take it from the right place. It's still not the right place, but it's not as far forwards as it was. The Aston Villa left back. Short ball to Yuri Tielemans, and he passes it first time inside to Martinez. There's plenty of players and situations for the home fans to be annoyed with all the booing and the jeering that we're hearing. Martinez, the latest to get it for Villa, the goalkeeper, following his foul on Almiron in the first half. 50th minute, 2-1 Newcastle. Villa play it back from midfield into their own half to Konsa. Kamara back to Konsa. And Kamara again, along halfway. Douglas Luiz moves it onto Moussa Diaby, approaching the penalty area, and his pass towards Digne, who was free on the near side, is cut out by Trippier. Almiron leaves Douglas Luiz behind as he runs forwards. Now Gordon on the left for Newcastle. It's a quick break onto Almiron. Isak in the middle, just roll it in, just roll it across goal. Kept in on the line near the corner by Tonali. Crosses it towards Gordon. Shot took a big deflection, and it's a corner on the right hand side.
Why doesn't he just roll it? Just roll it on the ground.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for coming to today's game. The official attendance here at St James's Park this afternoon is 52,207.
Trippier with another corner to take. Tonali has stayed back. Almiron and Gordon outside the box. Everybody defending for Villa. Trippier, the delivery into the middle, behind off Konsa. Another corner. That was a good ball in.
It was a good ball
area.
Yeah, dangerous area. Gives people a chance.
I think it was Byrne who threw himself at it at the near post, but didn't get there. And in the middle of the box, Konsa put it behind. Trippier, same side, the Newcastle right, 2-1 up. Another out-swinging corner, headed back over, but behind by Joelinton. Both teams look at the referee. It's just a goal kick.
Yeah, another decent ball played in. Good area to go and attack. Gives people a chance.
Gordon, Isak and Almiron stand on the edge of the penalty area. Martinez goes to his left to Pau Torres. Digne back to Pau Torres. Carries it square across the box, and then Konsa around Gordon. They look like they've beaten the press, Aston Villa, but then they go back, and Douglas Luiz out to Cash, and that's good play from their point of view as Gordon slides in with a challenge on Cash. That's going to see him yellow carded.
It's not just for that one.
So now they've both received a booking.
Might be for that one. It's not the best tackle in the world.
They're singing his name, Anthony Gordon. Brilliant first half, and almost helping along with Almiron to create a third goal for Isak a few moments ago. Still 2-1 on BBC Radio. Newcastle. Gordon, tenacious play in midfield, but Moussa Diaby comes away with the ball. He's a live wire for Aston Villa, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he?
Douglas Luiz to Boubacar Kamara. Joelinton makes him play it square to Cash. Back inside to Kamara, near to the centre circle. Tonali closing down now. Another square ball from Villa out to Cash. 54th minute. Tielemans around the corner away from Almiron to Pau Torres, who takes it wide, the centre half. Might fancy the cross, inside instead to Douglas Luiz, back through for Luca Digne, and then Cher sliced the clearance. It's gone behind for a corner.
Yeah, it's been a bright start to the second half by Villa. They've kept the ball better, been more patient than they were in the first half.
Left side, and Lucadinha could be an outswinger. Diaby is outside the box. He does put it into the middle.
Ooh.
And he was wide of the post. Boubacar Kamara.
Yeah, got too much on the header, didn't he? Ball whipped in near post. Just got to cross Isak, but got too much on the header.
Villa have left two players up. Looks like Pope is telling his defensive colleagues to go forwards, and it's a long ball from the keeper. Foul on Ezri Konsa, not sure who by. Joelinton or Isak, they were the closest. And Aston Villa in possession. Almiron to watch over his shoulder. Look at Lucadinha, look how much space he's got on this left side. Villa try and get Diaby in down the right. Pope is there, picks it up, rolls it out quickly, underarm to Bruno Guimaraes. Joelinton to Bruno, left of the centre circle. Almiron, who's popped up on the Newcastle left, there to get the ball. Botman to Byrne. It's a high ball down the line. Isak is after it though, and
offside.
He's got the ball, but the flag goes up. Isak's playing on, and Martinez makes the save anyway. It's come to Gordon. Referee let play go on, because you have to keep playing on even though the flag goes up. Newcastle couldn't take the chance, and Aston Villa get the match started again. Lucadinha has been given a licence to get forwards in this second half. He's chasing after a ball there that beats him.
Be quiet again.
To take.
Yeah.
Byrne to Bruno. Around Douglas Luiz, but tackled by Boubacar Kamara. However, the referee has spotted a foul and Newcastle have a free kick. Sean Longstaff, Harvey Barnes, Callum Wilson and Tino Livramento have been warming up. We've played 57 minutes. Wilson's taken off his training top, got a yellow bib on. Bruno away from Douglas Luiz again. Gordon making the run down the left wing. That's where it goes. Isak in the middle. He was onside, and Gordon tries to get Isak in behind Konsa, who's lost it to Isak in the penalty area. Isak has tipped it over the keeper and into the back of the net at the Gallagher end to extend the lead on 58 minutes. It's Newcastle United 3, Aston Villa 1, as Isak profits from a mistake from Konsa, making no mistake with a delicate dink over Martinez.
Well, it's a great finish. It's poor defended by Konsa. Can't take liberties in positions like that. You can't try to be too clever. He's first to the ball and then overruns it. But it's a fabulous finish. He just dinks it straight over the top of Martinez. Konsa, just clear your lines. Yeah, just clear your lines. Great finish though, brilliant.
Isak lifted it over. Martinez, and also defender Pau Torres, who was racing back onto the line. It was too high for him, and he got turned but couldn't get to the ball because it was too high. And 2 for Isak, 3-1 to Newcastle. Looking good. Konsa on the ball now, approaching halfway. And Cher steps out of defence to win it, then makes a sliding challenge to try and get it a second touch on the ball. Villa have got it back. It's Lucadinha. Douglas Luiz to Boubacar Kamara. Plenty of black and white in between the ball and the box. Visitors are going square with it. Then Douglas Luiz hits a shot that is blocked. Joelinton out to Trippier, into Almiron, back to Botman. Clears it up to Isak on halfway. Header clear by Pau Torres. Taken down by Joelinton. Almiron runs forwards and plays in. Isak could be away for the hat-trick. Isak saved by the legs of Martinez.
You'd have fancied him, wouldn't you? You'd have put your house on it. Great break.
Fantastic from Almiron. Direct. That's what you want, isn't it?
We've hardly mentioned him in the game, Almiron. He hasn't really been in it. Never really got a kick in the first half. But that's what he's good at, picking it up and driving at people.
Bird stepped into the middle from left back to win the ball. Gordon away from Kamara, who fouls him. And the whistle has gone for the free kick. Unai Emery looking agitated, all in navy for Aston Villa, calling for a player from the bench who's warming up. He's not on the bench. Philip Coutinho, Callum Wilson back to the Newcastle bench. Wonder if we'll see him. Elliot Anderson warming up now. Trippier back to Pope from halfway. What do you make of the way the second half has started?
Villa started the second half brightly. Kept the ball, moved it well. But I think that goal has taken the steam out of him.
4-1 certainly would have done if Isak could have scored there. Now Joelinton might be in. Long ball over the top. Martinez with a header out to the left. Almiron is onto it, but Martinez gets back and makes a recovery save near to his right-hand post.
All of a sudden Villa are all over the place at the back.
Pau Torres back to Martinez in the 6-yard box. Konsa here finding the feet of Cash near to the touchline, moved inside and upfield to Boubacar Kamara, who gets on a run away from Isak. McGinn is on the right wing. He's a left-footed player, plays it inside with his left, looking for Diaby. Tielemans' ball through for Diaby, too strong. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, just too much on the ball from Tielemans.
Diego Carlos will be coming on for Aston Villa. The centre half. Coutinho's been sent along the touchline to continue his warm-up. Newcastle lead by 3-1 here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Trippier rises with Digne from the right-hand side as they attempt to win the ball from Pope's goal kick, but it's an Aston Villa throw, middle of the away side's half of the pitch. Only 2 home defeats in the Premier League by Aston Villa. 1999 when Alan Shearer was infamously sent off, and then the game in 2005 when they had 3 off Newcastle.
Coming off number 7, John McGinn, and replacing him number 3, Diego Carlos.
John McGinn
also looking for a Brian Hunter from West Ham. Contact the nearest
Diego Carlos.
Brian Hunter from West Ham
to centre back.
The nearest.
I don't know if they're going to a 3.
They're going to a 3, aren't they? Yeah.
Diego Carlos, the Brazilian, hasn't played international football. He's come on. He'll play in the middle. And now Almiron losing it on halfway. Moussa Diaby. Watkins in the area, left side, couple of step overs, around Cher, and Pope with a save! Oh! Matty Cash following up has missed the target.
Well, sums it up, doesn't it? Good save coming on to it. Fullback's finish, that's for sure. Just got to let it hit him. and it ends up in the back of the net and he puts it over the top.
They have a goal kick, but it could have been a lot worse. Lost it on halfway. Quick break. Diaby involved again. Gordon for Newcastle on the left wing, loses it. Lost it, sort of ran through his legs after an initial touch. Konsa winning it back. So Diego Carlos is in the middle. Pau Torres is comfortable on the ball, very comfortable, is at the left. Joe Linton with a challenge on Diaby, no foul, and Konsa to the right. Isak back to Bruno, right side of midfield. Trippier chipping it down the line towards Bruno, out off Digne. It hit him on the chest. Callum Wilson is ready to come on, and Harvey Barnes has come back to the bench as well. Will it be a good time to make a couple of changes, do you think?
Why?
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it's things are going so well.
They're both coming on.
Yeah, there's no doubt he will, but it's been a good performance all round.
Tonali in midfield, in front of Botman, receiving the ball, giving it back to the Dutch defender. There's room on this right hand side for Cher and for Trippier, who gets it from Bruno to feet, back down the line to Cher. 3-1 to Newcastle, almost 4 when Isak was played in, could have had his hat-trick. Martinez with a big save. Gordon left wing, back to Byrne, still in their half of the field with it all. Newcastle, Villa chasing, closing down through Watkins. Cher to Trippier, into Tonali, he's got a man at his back, finds Trippier, now Bruno. They've played around the Villa press well, but Watkins, great recovery. What energy to dispossess Bruno.
Just didn't have the pace to get away from him, did he?
Wilson stands by the by the side of the pitch, so too does Barnes, ready to come on. 67 minutes have been played. Diego Carlos, who was a giant at the back for Villa. Pau Torres has lost it to Sandro Tonali, and then, well, I don't even know what you'd call that. Just thrown him to the floor as Bruno gets a yellow card.
Yeah, because he's given it this.
Should Torres be cautioned for that kind of challenge?
Look at Reza, have a look at this again and tell me Tonali doesn't make more of this than it is. I mean, if that was a high dive, he'd get 6s all round for it.
Here come the changes. Harvey Barnes coming on for Anthony Gordon, who gets a standing ovation, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Been the best player on the pitch.
High five by Dan Byrne on his way across, and by Almiron and Trippier. Rubs Gordon's blonde hair. Harvey Barnes on for his Premier League debut. He scored twice at the end of St James's Park, and he's attacking now in the friendly against Villarreal last weekend. And Isak close to a hat-trick, so close to a hat-trick. He has 2, Newcastle have 3. Isak is replaced by Callum Wilson, who scored a couple of goals in this fixture last season. And Wilson looking to score for Newcastle on the opening weekend for the 4th year running, after doing it against West Ham twice and Forest 12 months ago. Cher with a long ball forwards. Digne with a header straight from Tielemans onto Almiron. Newcastle in possession on the right wing. 20 yards out with Trippier. Tonali inside to Bruno, back to Cher. Tonali again. Angled ball up to Wilson. The defender, Pau Torres, behind him wins it, but Bruno has it back. And Trippier brings it away and then bends it inside back to Botman in the Newcastle half with his left. Byrne to Barnes. First touch for the summer signing. Botman to share. 21 minutes of normal time remain in the match. Bruno, that's behind Tonali and out. Listen to BBC Radio Newcastle. Go to BBC Sounds later to listen to our full post-match interviews. Villa shifting the ball from left to right, where Cash makes progress down the wing, goes on the outside of Byrne. Joelinton with a block, and out of play the ball goes. Joelinton and Wilson close down as Villa play it back to Diego Carlos, the furthest man back. Pau Torres through ball straight to Nick Pope.
Poor ball, wasn't it?
Pope picks it up, throws it up and into the ground and across to Cher. Trippier, he's got runners. Almiron on the stretch, lays it out to Tonali. He's gone for the big switch. We've seen a couple of those. This one over to Barnes, and it's turned into a really good ball as Barnes takes it under his spell and then sends a dangerous cross into the middle that took a nick off a defender but gets cleared. Trippier then comes to meet it in midfield. Boubacar Kamara's got it back and aimed it towards Moussa Diaby, but Dan Burn intercepts. Bruno on halfway.
Just can't keep it now, Villa.
On to Tonali, flicks it to Trippier, who flicks it back to the Italian, who's blocked off by Tielemans. Newcastle in possession, playing on. Bruno on the right in the Villa half, between three players he goes, then passes it to Almiron out wide, and from Trippier now to Cher and along halfway line to Berg. 3-1 up in the 72nd minute. Joelinton coming in off the left wing, back to Bruno, stopped by Kamara, and then Tonali picks up the loose ball, mops up well. How do you think he's done overall, Tonali?
Yeah, he's done well. He's done better in his second half. Even though he scored in the first half, he's seen a lot more of the ball in the second half.
How comfortable do you think they are at 3-1 at the moment?
They look very comfortable. They look confident, good on the ball.
Barnes wanted to link up with Joelinton for the 1-2. It was stopped by a foul on halfway. Andy Madley gives the free kick. Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall are having a conversation. They're close to the bench. Jacob Murphy has been ordered to go for a jog along the touchline. Byrne intercepted by Konsa, but it was not the ball that Byrne was intending to play. The chip pass forwards into the right wing position from Aston Villa is then dealt with by Tonali at the expense of a throw. Pau Torres now to Boubacar Kamara. Comes into Newcastle's half. Tielemans to the left wing and Digne back to Tielemans just outside the area, still on the near side. 3-1 Newcastle on BBC Radio Newcastle. Pau Torres looking for the feet of Douglas Luiz. He helped it on, but Fabian Cher got in the way and they've cleared it. It's back with Pau Torres and a diagonal ball, a big switch to Cash. Brings it under control. Hammers it towards the far corner. The bottom corner of Pope's goal. It took at least one touch on its way across.
A save by him.
And it's Aston Villa's ball from a corner on the near side.
He's just shifted and drilled it, hasn't he? He's just pushed it away, Pope.
There's a save from Pope, didn't catch a defender. They're all back defending for United here in the penalty box. Digne delivers, headed wide by Diego Carlos from about 10 yards out.
Poor header.
Barnes takes down a long ball on the left wing. The referee said there was a foul on him from Konsa. Bruno could give it to Tonali, does. Maybe start it with a short pass in midfield. Newcastle, left of centre, Burn. This is Barnes, wanted to take it and then shifted around Konsa. He's still got it, Harvey Barnes, who scored against Aston Villa for Leicester in April, not so long ago. Came on for his debut against them in a Newcastle shirt in pre-season. This is Wilson, he's got two around him, holds it up, takes it back, might have been tripped, stays on his feet. Trippier now to Tonali. Difficult ball to control. Kamara into a challenge. Trippier's then won it back. Almiron with it now. And Bruno looking for space, looking for Barnes. Ball from Bruno. Cash gets there first, takes it into his penalty area. Barnes on his shoulder. Cash on the goal line. Back to Martinez, whose ball is out for a Newcastle throw. 25 yards out on the left. Cash did pretty well.
Did great, yeah.
But Newcastle can stay on the attack thanks to Martinez's rather miscued clearance. Burn to Tonali. The Botman to Tonali rather. Laid off to Bruno. Tonali back through. Harvey Barnes might be away. Rolls in. Callum Wilson! And that is number 4. The flag stays down on Wilson, who was found by Barnes' ball across. And then number 9, last season's leading scorer, scores on the opening day in a Newcastle shirt for the 4th year in a row. 77 minutes on the clock. Newcastle United 4, Aston Villa 1.
Well, it's so simple, isn't it? But they're looking at it as well to see if Barnes is in an offside position. Wilson wasn't.
It's tight, could be. They are still checking VAR.
VAR decision awaited.
They had one checked in the first half, Newcastle, but it stood. It's a goal. Harvey Barnes is onside, and another VAR check on a goal that goes the way of Newcastle United and Eddie Howe. And they lead Aston Villa by 4 goals to 1. Away fans are leaving their seats. The rail seating for safe standing at Leazer's end.
To score number 9, Callum Wilson.
All of a sudden we love VAR.
And this has turned into a pretty splendid afternoon.
Yeah, VAR's great.
Bruno to Wilson. Barnes in the middle. They want another. Wilson could have rolled it. Didn't release it when Barnes wanted the ball and then gets tackled. Unai Emery, hands on hips. Eddie Howe scratching his head. There's a decision in the corner. Goes the way of Aston Villa. I think they've got a throw. The away team. Sean Longstaff and Jacob Murphy will be next on, I think. Burn with a couple of headers, and now Barnes lifting it forwards. Konsa miscontrols. Newcastle throw. Left side of the attack, and There are still left to play in the match 11 minutes, not including whatever they add at the end. Barnes gets another throw. The Newcastle fans are turning and looking at the away section and waving off those Aston Villa supporters who are leaving. There's a bit of rivalry between the two supporter bases. They don't like each other. Started by Villa in the 2009 Newcastle relegation, and they always like to get one over. Their opponents from the West Midlands. 4-1 on BBC Radio Newcastle. Not a lot of play in the last minute. Villa have got it in the Newcastle half. It's Watkins slipping it through for Tielemans. He's on the left, wide of the penalty area, back to Digne. Philip Coutinho is going to come on as it's chipped into the box by Kamara and headed back by Fabian Schär to Nick Pope.
Yeah, it's $1 million ball, isn't it?
Burn on the floor, down the line to Barnes, chipped down the wing to Joelinton, back through for Barnes, he's onside. Harvey Barnes has got Wilson in the middle, he could take it himself, he's played it,
he's missed it,
and it's behind for a corner. I don't know if it was goalkeeper or defender on the line who made the stop, but it looked a certain goal.
Looked hard at the miss, didn't it?
The defender, well, he was in front of the line, he got in the way of Wilson.
Oh, it's hit the keeper, it's a good save. It's a good save. But you'd have fancied Wilson big style to make it 5.
You'd have fancied Barnes one-on-one, wouldn't you? As well.
Yeah, he wasn't greedy though, was he? Tried to pick Wilson out.
Still 4-1. They've missed a couple of big chances, Newcastle, in the second half. Here's Trippier's corner towards the back post. Joelinton! Did it cross the line? No! Cleared just in time. Bruno then wants a free kick on the edge of the area and gets nothing. An Aston Villa counter-attack. Stopped by Joelinton with a run and Tonali with an interception. Must have been cleared from the line or in front of the goal line from the header.
Well, he looked at his watch straight away. Obviously wasn't over the line.
Tonali on the right, Almiron on halfway. They could enjoy the final 10 minutes, Newcastle. There's definitely at least another goal in it for them. 4-1 up. They haven't made those extra changes just yet. I think the ball's gone out, that's why. It's back with Pope. And now on to Burn. Wilson making the run. They've chipped it into the left channel for Callum Wilson on his chest. There's a few defenders out there with him. He leaves it for Barnes to take over. Corner of the box, back to Wilson. It's got away from him. And Pau Torres intercepts. Concert in the corner on the far side to Kamara. Bruno not giving him any chance to rest, and they want it back in the box. Newcastle. Bruno gets a corner. All over Aston Villa. 4-1 up.
Yeah, Villa have gone. Heads have dropped.
The changes now are being made. and is it Aston Villa or is it Newcastle?
Joe Linton's coming on.
But Coutinho, though, is right. It is Newcastle. So it's Sean Longstaff for Bruno, and is Joe Linton going off?
Guimaraes as well.
Yeah. It's only because Villa have 23 waiting to come on. Coutinho, Newcastle have 23. Murphy. But it is Joe Linton, and it is Bruno who are leaving the field. Sean Longstaff and Jacob Murphy will see some action on the opening weekend. It's not Joe Linton, it is Almiron. They got it wrong. Knew there was something not right. Eddie Howe telling Almiron to jog off, not walk off. Here comes Jacob Murphy, like for like changes. Aston Villa are going to wait to bring on Philippe Coutinho and Jadon Philogene, the 21-year-old winger, because Newcastle have a corner on the left. Trippier with the ball, Murphy and Barnes on the edge of the area. Tonali hanging back. And they get a fifth from this. Trippier, good ball in, headed away at the near post. It's dropping for Jacob Murphy. He's let it run back to Tonali and doesn't take any chances. Gives it to the goalkeeper. Pope in the middle of the United half. 4 minutes to play. Long ball forwards. Botman's offside. Stayed up from the corner. Moussa Diaby is replaced by Philippe Coutinho. But he's had a very impressive Premier League debut. 24 years of age, Diaby.
Diaby's a good player.
French international. And Jadon Philogene has come on for Matty Cash. This is BBC Radio Newcastle, and it's 4-1, but an attack from Aston Villa to get Philogene involved straight away into the penalty area. Black and white shirts come back to defend, and Barnes picks it up and starts to run to Burn, on to Wilson. Oh, Barnes is well offside. That move as Wilson tried to play back through to him, but it was too strong anyway. Taken a throw, Aston Villa, from right back. It's a free kick. It's foul on Konsa by Tonali. Oh no, it's Newcastle's free kick.
It's a throw in.
Or is it a throw? Okay. It's their ball then. Burn. Didn't get the return from Joe Linton. Now they have it. And Burn with a back heel down the line. Villa pick it up. Tonali makes the challenge into the box. Here's Jacob Murphy trying to take it round the keeper, but could only carry it behind. Villa in a mess again, and Murphy rather unfortunate. Just the bounce of the ball making it difficult. This is Tielemans. Watkins making a run away through the middle. It's hit Watkins and come to Trippier, edge of Newcastle's box, out to share on the near side. Murphy available down the line. He gets it, brings it infield, drops it off with Tonali. Our Twitter page at BBC Newcastle is where we'll put post-match reaction. You can also find it later on BBC Sounds. Total Sport will be on Monday again, and every weekday evening throughout the season, 6 till 8, with all the latest from Newcastle and Sunderland. And you can phone us to have your say as well. Watkins plays it back to Coutinho. He's moving forwards at speed up to the penalty area, shifts it inside, then flicks it back. Wilson felt he was impeded as he tried to chase after the ball. Referee didn't give anything. Aston Villa in possession. Lucadinha back inside to Pau Torres. Kamara to Digne. And Tielemans in the box. Now with a cutback for Coutinho.
Oh, he's put it wide.
They have a goal.
Not a
kick.
chance. Had chances, Villa. Could have been a lot more goals in this game to both sides.
Elliot Anderson will get a few minutes. We said before the match, Ando, that he was probably unlucky not to start. I don't know we'd necessarily say that now, nothing to do with him, but more because of how other players have done. And this man, Sandro Tonali, scored the first, helped create the second. He's had a brilliant second half. As Barnes is played in by Murphy. Barnes to take it all the way himself this time. Harvey Barnes with a goal on his Premier League debut in black and white. Murphy with the through ball, and Barnes, last time he rolled in Wilson, this time he did it himself, slotted it past Martinez into the right side of the Villa goal in the 91st minute. It's Newcastle United 5, Aston Villa 1.
Too easy, wasn't it? Just too easy. Straight ball in behind, his pace, you were never going to catch him. Good finish. Yeah, quality finish.
A little clip off the goalkeeper as it went in from Barnes. Got two last week in front of the Gallagher. Now has one in his first competitive outing for his new club. So there's a yellow card shown to I think to an Aston Villa coach.
No, Tonali's been
Was it
yellow
Tonali?
carded for not getting off the pitch quick enough.
He was, as far as I could see, he had a water bottle, and then Anderson's come on in his place, but Tonali's been yellow carded.
All sorts of interesting
Pieces of officiating that aren't immediately obvious, but Newcastle have come out strong today, and especially in this second half. 3 unanswered goals, and Murphy picks up a misplaced Aston Villa pass and heads forward and wants to get Wilson away as they look for number 6. Wilson's gone for it from a long way out, and the dive from Martinez down to his left stops the ball. And I missed how much time was going to be added on, Ando.
No, I didn't see it. Thought you were only allowed 2 people in the technical area.
They've got 3, Newcastle. They've got Tyndall at the front and Howe and coach Simon Weatherston, arms around each other a little bit further back. Possession for the away side in Newcastle's half. If they win it back and break, you'd fancy them to score goal number 6. And their brilliant record against Villa at home continues. It's 4-0 last season. It's a 4-goal margin at the moment. Digne around Trippier, fouled by Trippier, and the free kick is given. It's close to the goal line, to the left of the penalty box. We're into the additional time period on BBC Radio Newcastle, and I still don't know how long they've added to the game.
No, I didn't see.
Because we missed the numbers board when they were making the substitution. It's 5 minutes, we are told by our studio. Here's the free kick then, and Pope makes a save by his near post, and it's a corner kick on the near side. It was a shot from Douglas Luiz, and it was heading in, but Pope got across in time. and we've played 4 of the minimum 5. Digne with a cross that takes a deflection, it's headed up. Newcastle protect the goal by putting it behind for another corner because it may have been dropping in. Finishing the match by defending, but 5-1 in front. Douglas Luiz flat towards the near side, Botman away, Barnes chases. Gordon was very good, Barnes has been very good since coming on. Coutinho inside, Anderson tries to cut it out. Sean Longstaff covering, tidies up. Trippier on the near side in the corner. Anderson's got 2 on him. It's come into Murphy, beats a couple of Villa challenges. Anderson can play on. One last chance to break, maybe. Anderson held up by Villa defenders. Longstaff's got it. There's players offside and nobody making the run down the wing, which is where he played it. It's gone for a throw.
Yeah, Villa just wanted to end, don't they? Just want to get on the bus, get back to Midlands.
Villa in possession at the back, up to Watkins. Gets the ball with Botman behind him. And substitute Philogene down the right wing, tries to combine with Watkins again. It's a throw. We're into a 6th minute of additional time. Newcastle United lead 5-1 on BBC Radio Newcastle. Still we play on. Wilson's got the ball. Murphy just behind halfway, couldn't get it through for Barnes, who made the run and was then offside. And now they go for Wilson. He's away. Callum Wilson 1-on-1 with Martinez, but Concert,
what a tackle,
fault for one of the earlier goals, denies Wilson the chance to make it 6, but 5 will certainly do. What a start on opening weekend.